Hello everyone, I'm Jaideep Singh Chahal. This is another video, another addition to the detail that we're sharing about the Nissan Patrol GQ or the Y60 build that is going on. So as I had mentioned, there's a lot of details that I would love to share with all of you. This video is going to be focused on what all goes in a restoration. We've already covered the suspension bit, the the drivetrain and the hardware stuff. This is more of what is involved when you try to restore mod, or I would say restore a vehicle to make it feel like brand new again. Metal doesn't really age if preserved well, if worked on well, if kept in the right environment. It doesn't really go bad until unless it started catching rust. But there's one thing on a vehicle which is not treated as a consumable, but which definitely starts aging the day your vehicle leaves the dealership floor, and that is the rubber components. You would be surprised to know the amount of rubber components that are installed in a vehicle. It ranges from your brake lines, your brake hoses, your radiator hoses, tons and tons of rubber pipes, uh, taking vacuum all over your drivetrain area, multiple retainers made of rubber, and then of course not to forget weather strips, door beadings, glass beadings, everything that seals, fills the gaps is all rubber. And that is one thing which you cannot really age reverse or preserve, because just like tires, when we go to buy tires, we make sure we check that the tire is not more than 3 years old in manufacturing, 4 years old in manufacturing. And even if the vehicle has been sitting, we try to make sure the tires get replaced after 6-7 years. That's a safe limit, I would say, not more than that, until unless of course the tread is gone. So same is the case with these numerous rubber items that are in a vehicle. Whenever you are restoring a vehicle, rubbers or rubber bits generally get ignored because they kind of seem okay, but something which is looking okay might not be doing the job right. A bad weather strip could be letting water enter your doors and it'll lead to rusting. An improper door seal or a flattened door seal is going to let air come in, is going to let the road noise come in. It is not going to seal or dampen out the outside noise. A bad front glass beading could cause leakages. Tons of issues could be there. Of course, rattly glasses and bad, bad glass housing, bad glass beadings, all sorts of things can happen. So, with the Patrol, what we had decided was we wanted to do an in-depth restoration. So, I'm very proud to say that there will be not one old rubber bit in that vehicle. Everything from the radiator hose to the brake hose, and of course all the rubber beadings and stuff that you see on the vehicle, everything is going to be brand new. This right here, we've got the entire stuff laid out. um, the Hummer right there is something we'll be using as a reference, because describing the areas of application, uh, you know just with words sometimes gets very difficult. So I'll be pointing out bits and pieces on the vehicle so that it becomes a little easier, and I don't have an extraordinarily lengthened video that bores everyone. So we'll be using that as a reference to point out to bits and pieces. So all fresh rubber bits, starting from one end. I'll describe what all is going in, and a few other pointers linked to buying and picking rubber parts. So one thing that I would really like to bring to everyone's notice is that sometimes when restoring vehicles, we're able to source rubber parts, but they're very old. So rubber starts aging from the day it is manufactured. So the idea is to, if you're lucky, you need to try and find rubber bits as new as possible. So when we were researching on, finding and sourcing parts for these, uh, the Gulf or Dubai, to be specific, was the right place to source these, because these vehicles have a cult following there, and forums abroad. People are very, very helpful, very supportive. So I got in touch with a gentleman in Dubai who was kind enough to source it and pick every single part that I listed out for me from the dealership in Dubai. He knew where, he's also a Y60 owner. So, he knew where these are available. He went there physically. Uh, I'll even show if you can bring the camera here. So everything has a picking date. So October 22. So that's how long the project has been running. These were picked from the dealership on October 22. And these are brand new components from Nissan itself. These are not replicas, not any Chinese remakes. You can see every single part is genuine Nissan spare part. And even I was surprised. I was aiming to find old packaging, old date packaging material, but this is beyond my expectation when we managed to find brand new manufactured parts for a 30-year-old vehicle. So that's where the motivation to restore something comes, because sadly in India, finding parts for vehicles that were sold 8 to 9, 10 years, 15 years back also becomes a challenge. So we'll start from one side. This will be our Hummer H1 is going to be our reference vehicle. So these sticks right here are actually the weather strips. So weather strip is something that sits on the sill, this bit of your door, and when you open the door, it sits on the inside as well. So in these old fashioned vehicles, weather strips used to be inside and outside both. So with time and age, of course, these are completely rubber, so these age out and they die. So once these die, the gap between your glass and the weather strip, it increases, and it lets water trickle down along your glass down into your door, and the water starts settling there, and that is how you start noticing rusting at the bottom of your door skin. So of course, 4 doors. So in total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 weather strips. This is 4 for outside and 4 for inside. So fresh weather strips to go on the door cards inside and to go on the windowsills outside. So this was what started the entire thing, because the vehicle that we picked had decayed weather strips. So we started looking for these, and we ended up with all of this. So after the weather strip, this is, I've actually labeled out everything. This is the front windscreen beading. So this has a split windscreen, but the Patrol has a single big windscreen, which unlike modern cars is actually mounted in the rubber beading. So this is a brand new full rubber beading. Once opened up, this is going to be this big. The brand new windscreen is already sourced and it's lying with us. This will be fitting the front windscreen, accommodating the front windscreen, and will fit it right there. Now comes the front 2 doors. So the one with these buttons right here, 1 and 2, these are the door beadings. So a door beading is when we open the door, inside the door there is a rubber, soft to touch rubber lining that runs along the length of your door, and it compresses and closes the gap, and it does not let metal to metal touch. So this rubber beading, of course, on the vehicle was also decayed. So it goes along the entire periphery of the door on the inside. So we have 2 for the front 2 doors. This will seal the door properly. And these are a very, very interesting bit. So if you've noticed, these are called the glass or the window run or the runner. So when, whenever we see the window casing on the inside has rubber that often, if you've noticed, has a velvety finish to it. So that velvety finished rubber is actually called the window run. So the window run, I will quickly open up one for you. So if you can see, this is brand new velvet finish. So this is the channel in which the glass slides up and down. So we've got two again, and one for either door. So basically for both front doors, we've got the big roll of rubber covered, and we've got even the window runs covered. So next what we have is, again, if you see the green and pink buttons, I've labeled it as rear, left or right. This we'll get to know from the part number exactly. So these again, for the rear door, the entire rubber length on the inside, which is going to be your I would say your sealant to close the air gaps. This is that, and then comes again a pair of window runs, the velvety window run in which the glass is going to go up and down. And lastly, I think it will be pretty clear from here. Sadly, in the Hummer, the second row glass is a single glass. The Patrol has, just the way we see in our Fortuners and all our other vehicles, the Patrol has a quarter glass as well. So this beading is for the quarter glass in the rear two doors. So the quarter glass is going to be housed in this. So currently, once we cover the vehicle from up close, I will show the actual situation of the glass beadings right now. They're all decayed and they're weathering away to touch. So this was very, very essential. So all of these are the right part numbers and they are the exact fit. So third, that Patrol has the third row glass. This has a sliding glass. The Patrol comes with both sliding and fixed glass options. Ours has a fixed glass option. So this is the beading, the thick heavy rubber beading that will hold the third row glass in place. So one for the left and one for the right. So this is the third row beading. Now we come to the rear of the vehicle. In the rear, this has more of a defender like four glasses, but the particular thing that I want to point out to is this has doors that open like a normal door, like a closet. These are known as the barn doors. So the Patrol also comes with beautiful barn doors where standing facing the rear of the vehicle, the left one is small and the right one is a bigger barn door. For that, there are two types of rubbers or rubber strips that are needed. First, of course, with the blue and the yellow pins, this is labeled as barn door small. So this will go on the left barn door. This is going to seal the inside of the barn door. The barn door being a huge set of doors, it covers the entire width of the vehicle. So with the Patrol, bad barn door rubbers is a very common phenomenon. So it leads to rattling loose doors that makes the vehicle feel old. So this will seal the left, this will seal the right. So it's been labeled as big and small by me. And then comes the glass. Both the barn doors have glass. Of course, the left one has the smaller barn door glass. So you can fairly make out it's like 1.5 foot wide and almost slightly taller, so a foot wide and a 1.5 foot tall. So this will hold the glass in the barn door. These glasses don't go up and down, these are fixed glasses. So one, and then the barn door big is on the right, so this is going on the right side. So this will be holding the bigger glass in place. So apart from this, there's a whole bunch of interesting stuff that we managed to pick up. So this is a set of four, when a vehicle is old, repeatedly once the locks have been opened, so the lock bodies the age because with constant touching of fingers and all. So these are brand new, door lock casings, all four doors. So one for each. Then again, this bit here, where the barn door locks in, it has a moving mechanism. 90% of the Nissan Patrols that we see, they will have this little bit missing because it covers the locking mechanism. So beautiful Japanese plastic finish, and this is going to make, you know, the vehicle look complete. I believe it is these small bits and pieces that actually uh, differentiate, you know, a regular restoration from something which is, which I would say, a show quality piece. This the Land Cruiser and the Patrol, we've always loved. One thing about those is the is the antenna. So the antenna has always been a charm for us. In the Patrol, it kind of sits exactly where it is on the Hummer. It sits on the fender actually. So the antenna on the Patrol was not working. So this is an antenna restoration kit. So the motor is working. Repairing a motor is no big deal. So generally this is like a long, strip of plastic with cogs or gears on it. So this moves on a sprocket which pushes it or pulls it in. So this is a complete brand new antenna. This will go in the old motor, in the old body, and this will be working like brand new. This is one thing I really wanted to have, and I was glad we were able to find it. Again, this is all genuine Nissan parts. There's no replicas or no Chinese bits being used. Now coming to some of the things which are very very close to, you know, my heart. This is an original key. It's a blank key. It will be cut to how the, to the fitment of the lock. This is a genuine Nissan blank key for the Patrol Y60. So it will be starting. This will be the ignition key for the vehicle. So uh, this is something which I find to be very very special. Uh, Another cosmetic addition that I really wanted was, since the entire vehicle is going to be painted, the emblem markings and monograms, of course, were very old and they were almost dead. So this is the Patrol SGL variant. That is the variant that our Patrol matches, even though it's a safari top. It is very similar or very close to this spec. So this will go on the back. This is the SGL variant. Uh, and now, last but I would say not the least, and my favorite, is what goes on the rear, the barn door. This is what shows what vehicle it is. So again, it's a genuine Nissan emblem. I'm really looking forward to the day we get to put this on the vehicle. So this is going to go on the barn door on the back. So all of these again, I'll show you. This is all genuine Nissan parts. No replicas or no Chinese bits are being used. And the color on the RC for the Nissan is red. It's a post office red, and that's the color that we'll be doing the vehicle in. So really looking forward. I'll be doing another video when we actually install these post paint job. So uh, fitting these before the paint makes no sense because it will involve a lot of masking, and that is just not the right way to do it. So I'll try to cover as much of the restoration as possible. Every step I'll be recording and sharing more and more details with you. So if there's any more inputs, any feedback for me, if you want me to cover something specific, or there's something that needs to be addressed, please do share your comments and feedbacks with me. I'd be happy to reply. Thank you.